Meeting to order. We'll start off with the pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we do have a quorum. Just need to address the consent agenda, include minutes and copies of the township credit cards.
I had one tiny change. Where did it go? Britt on G, E, okay. It said the motion was approved 3-0, but it should be 2-0. That's the one that Shane had to abstain from.
I thought he was abstaining from the senior services board, not our board.
Oh, is that what you
Correct.
did? I apologize.
Hold on.
Page 3.
Do you remember if you abstained?
I did abstain, but yes, I did. That was the one.
Yeah, he abstained. So it should just be motion approved 2-0.
No,
That's the only change I had.
that'll be good.
Any changes, Steve?
No.
Okay.
I had the question on that one too.
Okay. With that change, I will make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So I just noted that on here. You guys can just initial it too in that way. Yep. Okay. I'll just kind of do it like that. Okay, next up, do we have any public comment? Okay, I guess no. Next is the reorganization of the Washington Township Board. Yes.
I move that we continue with the current leadership from both the chairperson and secretary of both the Washington Township Board and the Finance Board.
Any discussion about that? Everybody's good with that? Okay, I have a second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we'll have to go off E and F. This G is reorganization of the Civilian Fire Safety Board, designation of the members. So, I don't know if you wanted to change any from a trustee appointment standpoint or keep those the same.
One of my two members has asked to not be reappointed,
Okay,
and so I would be appointing Alex Brand
okay.
in place.
And then who's the other?
John McDavid is the other
Okay.
trustee appointment.
And John wishes to continue?
Yes,
As the same, we're from the board standpoint, we want to keep the same as well.
Correct.
So from the board appointment will stay the same, and then from the fire department membership, that will stay the same as well.
no, the fire department membership has a change as well.
For our Republican, we're going to stick with Alan Yackey.
Okay.
And our non-Republican, we're going to nominate Lee Dorsey.
Anybody have any questions, concerns? Okay. Township.
Ernie Forster.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Okay, so any questions for those 5 members?
I will make a motion to approve the suggested appointments to the Civilian Fire Safety Board.
Second?
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, 3 days into a trustee report.
Here we are. As far as business, Shane, you remember this, the agreement was signed with Henderson County Senior Services.
Yep.
So I believe, Bellamy, you were involved in some of those conversations as well. We were able to, both sides come to an agreement, and so that's signed and taken care of. And Chris Cron, somewhere here in the room, the vehicle, the van, has showed up as well, and it's parked outside. So if you have any interest in going out there and seeing what it was that we purchased, since we talked about that the last couple of meetings, that vehicle is here as well. So moving along.
I think the only thing we need to do is just get some processes kind of finalized, and then the striping, kind of how that lays out. and logo. We need to work with senior services to get that kind of done. But other than that, that's really it to get it up and rolling.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Quick question, Chris, have you had a chance to look at the vehicle? Is it
Yeah.
in pretty good shape?
Yeah, we checked it all in. It looks brand new.
Okay.
It's a nice vehicle.
Good.
It's got a full warranty on it and stuff, so there's some things that we need to go over with whoever's gonna drive it before you take possession of it once we get it tried. But I'm waiting for you guys to tell me what kind of striping you want, and then I'll give it to him and he'll lay it out, you guys can approve it.
Okay. Good. Anything else?
No, that's all I have for old business.
All right, so new business wise, uncashed check write-offs, resolution 010323-01.
It's not actually a resolution, that's on me, it's a notification.
Oh.
I'm legally notifying you.
So we're gonna do it. We don't have to sign off on it. do Oh. we? Even better.
So as far as the credit card refunds, does that just mean the person has canceled their credit card, or, so we tried to refund it back to their credit card and it wouldn't go through?
Yes. They're so old that the credit card company can't even get into the archives anymore, so, but they're not at the all this time. but
Got
it.
Yeah, 28, yeah. Okay. All right, so up to new business. You're up. Fire
So we had a second resolution, the interfund loans. Britt, we struck that one off the agenda.
Yes.
That's no longer a thing for us.
We used to do those to make sure that we could pay the bonds on time, but we changed the way we pay bonds now. We pay them in June and December instead of July and January, and as a result, we don't have to pay them.
Item number 3 on there, declaration of surplus property. We struck that one this month as well. That will be included in February, so you'll see that one show up again next month.
Okay.
The final one that I have on here is waiver of selection of fire chief from a member of the department. So once the election was over, I've had a number of individuals who have reached out expressing interest in the fire chief's position, knowing that Chief Smith was retiring at the end of the year. So I have been meeting with and interviewing a number of different candidates, and I'm able to narrow that selection pool down. Upon reading the Civilian Fire Safety Board's merit document that we have currently on file, in order to hire an individual from outside the department, I do need to get approval. It makes reference to the Township Advisory Board, but from the Township Board, I do need to get approval from this board in order to seek a candidate from outside this department, which is what I do have intentions on doing. So with that, I am, you do have a resolution in front of you asking for me to be able to waive that requirement of hiring an individual from within the department. The individual will still meet the other requirements that are listed on there. They still will be a member with 10 plus years at a different department. But yeah, the one area we're looking to get waived is just the member of this department.
Can we get some reasonings and or justifications on why you feel like there isn't a candidate within our department?
So I've talked with some of the individuals from within the department. And I've talked with a lot of other membership from the department as well. And there's a lot of concerns on the direction that the department is going to be heading, based on conversations, based on things that have already been happening with the previous administration. The whole reason behind me being sought out to run for this position was because those concerns were dire enough that people felt that we needed a change at the trustees level in order to try to help continue us in the proper direction. So I've listened to a lot of what's being said. I'm able to filter, out. Some of it is just people griping for the sake of there's somebody new to gripe to. Some of it I think it's got merit. And when you hear the same thing enough from a number of different people, both within and outside the department, you're able to kind of put some of that together. I don't know that it would be appropriate in a public meeting to go into greater detail. Certainly if anybody, if you'd be so inclined, we could have an executive session. I think that'd be a more appropriate setting to talk in great. But I do feel strongly that the right decision the next fire chief of this organization is going to come from outside of this department.
Other questions? Thoughts, concerns? Okay. I mean, my only statement, I guess, would be, in that selection process is to make sure that we are maintaining that level of the integrity and the leadership that certainly we want, and that standard that's expected from an Avon standpoint.
Oh, absolutely.
So, and whomever that is will be held. I know you'll hold them to that. We need to hold them to those standards, because I think that's imperative in everything they do personally and professionally. So,
I wholeheartedly agree.
I think my only other suggestion would be sometimes when you bring someone in from outside, it can cause some, internal frustration and things. I just want to make sure that everyone, kind of like he said, will respect this person, and that they can maintain that level of respect from all their employees, and it's two-way street, definitely. But I think that certainly we have discussed, maybe the need for change, and so maybe now is the time. But yeah, we just want to make sure that this is the perfect person that will be able to work within our department and jump right in and be part of the team.
Excuse me. Yeah, and again, I there's nothing you're saying that I'm disagreeing with. We do need to find the right candidate. This is the opportunity, though, to maybe kind of hit that reset button and start us back at zero, a fresh start with a fresh administration essentially from the trustee and into the fire chief's position, and then let that new fire chief build their team of individuals to help lead this department and continue us moving forward. That's ultimately my goal. To go through a lot of very qualified candidates and to find the right one certainly is not an easy task, but certainly we are blessed with having a number of good candidates, I think, available for this position.
well, I would say kind of along those lines as well, if there's not the right person internally from a chief standpoint, I think whatever structure or decisions are made by that person, I think there's a lot of great individuals that we have that are good leaders and good firefighters that would be good in those positions. So while they may not be internally right for chief, and that's your decision, I think there's a lot of good folks we have that are good leaders that can really make a positive impact that are within Avon Fire.
Yeah. There's still a lot of individuals within this organization that can play key roles as part of our team, and I again, I'm repeating myself at this point, but I do feel strongly about that. We have a lot of good people already in positions, and I feel that once this new fire chief comes in, they're able to interview some of these individuals that are going to realize that as well.
Yeah, and my comments, I can't speak for these guys, but I say that only in that bringing somebody in from the outside, I don't want it to be a negative towards anybody who's here. So I think that's why it's taken with significant thought and pause before we do that. And it's just with respect to the team that's been here.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
All right, I will, what number, is this 01? Okay, I will make a motion to approve resolution 010323-01, resolution of the Township Board to allow the Township Trustee to look outside the department for the fire chief position.
Second, that,
all those in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Okay. Wow. We are to public comment and wishes to be heard. I apologize for the abbreviated state of this meeting, but there's not a whole lot to report in 3 days into the entire his career into the year. So,
This meeting legally has to happen because of the,
so any public comment or wishes to be heard? Okay, if not, we just need a motion to adjourn at 3:15.
So move to adjourn.
I will second.
It says I'm in this.
Aye.
Oh, yeah.